Project Motor Racing is a sort of spiritual successor to the divisive Project Cars series and believes that it deserves a slice of the racing game pie.
If you ain't first, you're last. You know what I'm talking about?
So maybe you're a casual motor racing fan, or maybe you're a hardcore sim racing fan. Should you be paying attention? Let's take a look. So when it comes to motor racing, it doesn't really matter if you're casual or hardcore, because with options that range from Forza Motorsport, F1 games and Gran Turismo to iRacing and Assetto Corsa, you're pretty much already spoiled for choice. If you think Project Motor Racing has arrived on the scene as a big wake-up call to existing Simcade and sim racing options, well, I don't think they're going to be too worried. Project Motor Racing isn't as slick and polished as games like Forza and Gran Turismo, and it's just not up to speed enough to seriously take on any of the major sims either. It doesn't look too bad and it runs decently well on Xbox despite having no graphics options, but I've heard that the PC version has some pretty big problems. As for me, I have an issue with a car lineup that I'm gonna struggle to look past, but I'll get back to that. First, let's take a quick look at the actual gameplay. Playing on a controller is actually surprisingly playable, unlike something like Assetto Corsa that feels pretty much impossible without a wheel, and on my Thrustmaster, it's not terrible, but nowhere near as responsive and informative as something like Assetto Corsa. The driving physics are actually not bad, and doing some hot laps is actually quite fun, but the issue comes in when you have to deal with the AI. Well, AI is a bit of a strong word for a bunch of cars that don't seem to even be aware of your existence on the track. And speaking of tracks, there's a solid selection, but a bunch of them have strange names, which I assume is a licensing cost thing.
I have no memory of this place.
Project Motor Racing boasts a pretty awesome lineup of new and classic race cars and categories, but if you ask a kid to draw a race car, there's a very good chance that it's going to be red, and it's going to be red because Ferraris are red, and are possibly the most important brand in motor racing history. So, for Ferrari to be missing in a game like this, that's all about motor racing, is a big one, and for the record, there aren't any McLarens either. In the end, Project Motor Racing is less like a poster of a beautiful Ferrari on the wall and more a new poster child for games that look like they've got potential but need time, because it feels like an early access title but it's being sold at its full price, and I definitely don't recommend jumping into the cockpit just yet. I'll keep an eye on it over time, and if it starts getting somewhere, I'll look at doing another video with an update on it, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that in future. Thanks for watching. Remember to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you soon.